second week of mounts. We're going over our Monday open mat footage as usual. What's going on, Pat? So yeah, let's do it. There's Josh standing around not doing anything, like usual. Got me and Chris, Mitch and Jordan.
I gotta train with Josh.
I have a feeling that single leg is gonna look way sloppier in review, but we'll see. Who are you training with? You said?
I'm gonna train with Josh first.
So I was being real, not careful. I was like, the Connie Basami's here. Like, even if it's nice, like putting the hand down, I was like, I'm not gonna roll for the knee bar. I was just kind of like seeing where things played out. So Chris ends up getting behind me, hits a little trip. No knee bars. Yeah. Are you gonna subscribe to him, Josh? You gonna get your brown belt in those channels? Are they the hot tub channels you're watching, or what are you finding yourself into? Jordan and Mitch in the spin cycle here. Mitch finally going down for a single leg, head on the outside with the high crotch, but a little too bent over, and Jordan's got his chest over the back. Just not a great spot to be.
You're opting for the opposite leg, or the control leg straight ankle.
Yeah.
You just switched your grip.
So end up sitting out to kind of a reverse ashi, ending up in cross ashi. Little knee bar threat. Yeah, so I just wanted to, I like to revisit these every once in a while. Actually attacking with the intent of subbing on the secondary leg. So this was, I don't think I've ever successfully hit, maybe on people not like non-white belts, a regular straight ankle grip on the secondary leg as opposed to the cross side. So I started off with that and figured I'd try to just focus on keeping my hands high, keeping my elbow high, and trying to tuck this elbow inside the shin. Yeah. But Chris is disrupting it just by getting his butt up off the ground. So pop him back down, and I make the switch to the cross side variation. So you can see me weaving to like the kind of the rear naked choke grip, but I'm just high up on the calf now, not down by the ankle, not getting like the actual bend I need. And my heart just wasn't in it, you know? So I say, all right, we'll just go back to the good old inside heel hook. It'd be funny, me and Mike in a hot tub talking about jiu-jitsu would be, we might actually get some decent subscribers that way.
Yeah, we probably could, yeah.
And then this was just the sweep. So as Chris starts to get out of the cross ashi, I have my, like, just a hook in, pop him up over the top, swing my leg over for a mount. Josh on a single leg with you.
Yep.
He's got the collar tie, you got the over tie. Nice level change. A little.
I'm keeping my leg on the outside, and then I went to dive down onto the far leg. I mean, he definitely scored the takedown, but I was thinking I could maybe get up underneath him and take his right leg away, but he didn't fall for it.
My only comment to Josh here, similar to what we just saw Mitch doing with Jordan, it's like, look at your posture. You know, you're looking down at the mat. Make sure you're looking through your opponent. Try to have like, you can be lower than Mike due to like a bend at the knees and a hinge at the hips, but like keeping a neutral spine and pressing forward using your head to get this finish. It's gonna prevent Mike from turning the corner on you, like, you know, to squaring up and getting to like a front headlock position. Or Mike, if you went away from the wizard you have right now and instead like pushed on the back of the head and like shoved his head to the mat, that's another way that like Josh is vulnerable right now. So try to be wary of your posture on these single leg finishes. You're welcome. Do you feel like you're getting your money's worth now, Josh? Go buy more Beyblades.
They break.
Yeah, they break. Like a Harbor Freight angle grinder. Alright, so you've got your open guard with Josh. Jordan makes his way to mount. Let's see how he got there. Jordan, alright, just working from side control. And it looks like taking an approach similar to you, like that, just the slow drive of the knee across the body. Mitch just about gets the foot locked up. Jordan manages to slip it through. All right, you go ahead and watch the footage for a second. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna mess with my display one last time. Might lose the feed or the video for a second.
Yeah, so you hit a nice Kimura trap to go to the back on Chris here. It's a good use of the Kimura, right? We always talk about it being a very controlling submission, you know, to where you can use it as the submission, or you can use it to easily transition to other positions. And here you're using it to, I think, score like a legitimate, or not, to score like your pass, maybe, I think is why you transition to it, because you like to do this, especially on Chris. Yeah, so you're in half guard, go to the Kimura, and now you're going to go over top of that shoulder. So the same shoulder that you're attacking is the one that you kind of go over for your legs, and then you go into the T Kimura position. From here, you're extending your arms away, because we never really want to pull our partner into us until we can score, you know, getting behind them. Now you can pull them into you, or if they were to base up, you can start pulling them in order to break down their base. But here you pull in behind them, and now you can go into your back game.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite ways to pass from top half guard too, because like you get into these hand fights where you're trying to get to like a crossface and an underhook and flatten them to their back, and it's not always easy. Turning down towards the feet often gets your opponent to try to crossface you. Let's see if I can't remember if he does it here or not. Looks like I kind of smash and then work for the grip itself. Other times, you know, you think about if you're this way, let's say Chris's arm isn't under attack, he may try to sneak in, you know, over my face and pull me over. And that's a great opportunity for you to like capture the arm. Here I just kind of dig for it instead. And there was one match I had, I think it was my first competition at purple belt. A guy was doing this to me in no-gi, but he let me push his hips in this direction as opposed to what I do, which is coming up to that T position here. If I can get it, or you know, if I'm ever doing this to you guys, and you could force this on me, if you get my hips over here instead, it completely like reverses the position, and you can take my back and immediately set on a nasty Kimura and win a cheap gold medal. But yeah, that's a great way to pass to the back, in my opinion. You don't have to like, you're not fighting obvious battles to get your legs free and all that. You just kind of slowly sneak your way up, do a forward roll, and you're there. And then you lose it, and Chris regards. Negative, Josh. It's very obviously a T. I see you still haven't passed Mike's guard yet. That would be pretty G if you did that. Stupid flicker. I just can't get it to stop. Nah, it was never there. It doesn't. It doesn't exist. The whole sequence doesn't even exist.
Oh, he passed my guard there.
Yeah, you let him though. It's pretty obvious. Like, feel sorry for the fat kid. So Mitch trying to break Jordan's ankles. So Mitchell ends up here more than anybody else I think I've ever seen. I want to see if I can. No, just like.
Get over here!
Dark-sided. Thank you for the follow. He's got both of Jordan's legs wrapped up.
Oh,
like he doesn't have a single leg isolated. Yeah. He's got both legs wrapped up. Jordan, I don't know what he was playing with there. I saw you tap. I'm kind of curious what he was attacking, if it was like a toe hold or something, but I did end up getting Joe in that position. Was it Joe? No, it wasn't Joe. It was someone. It was yesterday. That's what it was. I think it was Brandon.
Is that the Mortal Kombat symbol? What is that?
Yeah.
Flawless victory. Nice.
Every time someone subscribes, it either goes get over here, or it does Hadouken from Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Josh trying to hit a rolling back take here. Yeah, you're just making it very difficult at this point. Now he's in some trouble.
Yeah, he did a really good job of getting his head as close to my head as possible. I was really thinking that I was going to get that shoulder crunch, but he like pressured right into it, and it made it to where I couldn't put a ton of pressure on that shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said, Coop. I said follow. Obviously, I said that. I made that. When you subscribe, it's Bernardo Faria saying, huge honor for me.
Huge honor for me.
Trying to bring the jiu-jitsu memes into the stream. Then me here with a last-ditch reverse Ashi to Kimura, looks like.
I forgot that he picked me up.
Yeah, what happened there?
So I went up to chase the back. I did a nice arm. I thought this was a nice arm drag. I was like, hell yeah, I got it. And then I didn't know there was only 10 seconds left or 7 seconds left. And then he came up and just stood there.
Little heel pressure and tap. Yes, good. Good. You and Cole. Got Mitchell and Cam over there. Everybody decided to roll this round. Austin. What's going on? What were you saying?
What the hell's going on right now?
With Austin?
No, like just in general, like all of a sudden now we've got 7 people or 7 groups of people.
Yeah, it looks like someone stepped on the anthill. Now everybody's pissed. So I'm curious, Austin. Okay, Austin sits to guard here. Andrew
trying to get into the legs.
Yeah, Andrew pressures forward. Just about got to a cross ashi. I'm curious if that was his intention. Like right here's the back step. If Austin could get that left leg, like the left knee up behind Andrew's hamstring, he would have had a really nice back step entrance.
He winds up getting it here though. Right there. He winds up getting into the cross ashi position.
Yep.
Boom.
Nice heel hook. It looks good. Andrew looks like he's not enjoying it. He's addressing it, kind of. All right. Damn, that was really close. I'm surprised Austin didn't get the tap on this. I'm curious if maybe Austin was... I mean, obviously nobody's gripping and ripping in the class, which we're happy about, but...
That is pretty deep heel exposure here.
Yeah, so little things I could see improving, like I've been ranting about it now for a while, the chin to hand space could be improved.
The knees, I think, are the biggest.
Yeah,
if I had to point out one thing, like his knees and the direction that he's trying to turn the heel are in the same direction, right? And like we know, it's torsion, right? So you need one thing to go one way and the other thing to go the other way. So we need the hips turning clockwise and we need the heel turning counterclockwise, and when we're looking straight on like this. And so Austin really needs to put his knees to the right side of our screen while he's trying to take the heel to the left side of the screen.
Yeah, a good way to think about this, Austin. Focus on getting this shoulder and elbow down to the mat. That will encourage your knees to point in the direction Mike's talking about. And then when you go to finish this, I think a lot of people, I think this is kind of a holdover from like when leg locks really started blowing up. People think like they have to like turn their whole body, but when you've got a deep enough heel hook, you get your hands close to your chin and you start to really just straighten your body out. It's almost like you're pulling the leg straight. You're not. It seems like you are, but you're the way you have your grip, you're actually twisting the at the knee. I know I'm like stuttering over my words right now because I'm trying to think through it and describe it, but like you just, like Mike's saying, you really need your knees pointing in one direction and you rely on your grip to add the twist. And it's a very small movement, but it will definitely make somebody tap. Like right here, this is, I think, if he still has the heel, this is where I think he could really put on crazy braking pressure. But it's hard to see if he kept it. And then there, switching to a knee bar is an option if he can keep Andrew's leg. But I would advise, actually, Mike, you probably know better than I do. If he can keep that knee, but then get the triangle, like switch his legs to have the triangle over to the other side so that his feet are not...
You go into backside 50-50.
Yeah, and his feet will not be accessible.
Yep. Yeah, so you have... So, number one,
right, Jordan.
That's kudos to Andrew for turning the right way, because not everybody does that.
Yeah.
So it was really good for him to kind of recognize the danger and going in the right direction. But yeah, you have the backside 50-50 to capture. You also have the coming up on the calf slicer, which you won't always pull off the calf slicer. He has it right about when he gets up here.
Sorry, was it just ahead?
There. No, he had it right there. It's a quick transition. As soon as he rotates, he goes to his knees, and then if Austin keeps his legs in this configuration and then just sits up onto his butt, he can trap the leg of Andrew and then come up and hug the hips and go into a calf slicer threat. And if the leg slips out, then he can chase the back.
Yeah.
I actually really like that one a lot.
Yeah, definitely. So much going
Cole is
on.
making it very difficult to pass. He's constantly switching from hip to hip, using his the sticky hooks to really disrupt my base. At this point, my tactic is, or my strategy is, to wear him down, letting him wear my weight on top of the hooks. That's eventually going to start making the hooks slower to track, is kind of the theory. And so you can see how I'm using my hand posts to kind of to go up a little bit north of his head and letting him wear all of my weight down on his legs, and then seeing if I can start flanking him. But he keeps tracking me. Does not make it easy.
I think something he's been doing really well is he knows the value of the inside position, and like, I mean, you could tell a little ways back, like right at the beginning, just how much he doesn't let you get a leg up the middle. He's not letting you get like the knee elbow connection.
Yep.
Like right there, you have it briefly. He creates some space, takes the inside position back, and how he's keeping the knees pinched together right there, like he's not letting you get inside. That means, and I think it goes further to your point, that's where you have to start then looking to like outflank your opponent, and keeping the knees pinched and working like Toriando style passing is the answer to that. But I know that's, my game is very much step, single leg inside, and work knee cuts and, getting the half guard, all that stuff. Cole does a good job of preventing you from getting there.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is starting to be the turning point. So I came up. I'm trying to, now that I'm almost getting a flank, and I'm starting to notice that the his top leg is getting less mobile. I start riding up the body. So here, that's what I did. So I started feeling the top hook go down a little bit further than what I had. So I use it like a tight waist grip. I think I even come up to the trap here. And as I do that, you can see that I'm working my way up the shoulder to try and get his arms away from me. And then I'm able to chase the back. He takes me over with kind of like a front headlock, like a headlock type of a sweep, but have back exposure, so I'm not going to give that up. I'll take this brief sweep.
Yeah, you haven't lost position yet.
Yeah, exactly. So all I'm doing is trying to maintain my right hand on his waist, so that way I can eventually slip his left arm and then come around to the back. So that was really just the one thing. It was just kind of wearing down those hooks. And I mean, again, like his right arm isn't at 100% yet, so
yeah, take advantage.
It's gonna be tough when he comes back.
Turning attention to Brandon and Joe here, which good to see Brandon back on the mats. I don't know if you're in the chat, Brandon, but didn't get a roll in with you that night, but stoked to see you getting a sweat in. So right there, really good Upa sweep from Brandon, and you'll hear me time and again on this channel and in class kind of discounting that sweep, just because it's usually the first one you learn is like a mount defense typically. Right now Joe's in top half guard, so not exactly the same situation, but similar principles. Joe can't base out with his with his right leg, and Brandon has the right arm trapped. You can see he's got the overhook to Joe's underhook, keeps his elbow tight, and then Brandon uses this big swooping underhook to get Joe just enough off balance. Joe has no base on that side, and he can hit him with the Upa and get him over.
It was slick. I don't see the Upa. Like, if anything, you see the knee lever sweep from half guard in that position, right?
Totally.
Putting your 2 feet on top of each other, as close to that knee as possible, and then turning your knees down to the mat.
Yeah, I think Brandon definitely has some. He definitely has some leverage on his side, just with like being longer limbed and everything. But yeah, I agree. You don't see it too frequently from top half. Um, but yeah, just good sound fundamentals. Joe going on the counterattack now with the Kimura.
Austin is in on Cross-Ashi
Back again. With the heel exposure. And now
that was
dirty.
That was good.
Dirty.
Yeah.
I want to see what I got here. So
false read.
Yes, indeed. So this is, I'm going to say this is 50% an error on Andrew's part and 50% Austin knowing what's up here. So when you're knee cutting, you gotta be mindful of like your opponent's leg position. Austin with this top leg in across the waist, this is not when you want a knee cut. You need a knee cut when that leg, in this case Austin's right leg, is outside your body. That's where the knee cut comes into play. That's where you can establish your underhook, which Andrew doesn't have an underhook here. It looks like maybe he had it and like lost it in a pummel. Maybe he's just getting a little too eager to pass here. But as he comes around, when he brings that knee up the middle, all Austin has to do is straighten his bottom leg and he can capture Cross-Ashi. It's an easy gift to your opponent when you do this. So Austin picks up on it. There he locks it up, sits Andrew down to his butt. And then now it's just a matter of heel exposure, which I like that he goes in on a toe hold threat first, which is a great tactic.
Heel exposure, yeah.
Yeah, because that's going to encourage Andrew to straighten the leg out. It doesn't take away the threat fully, but like, you know, when you go to boot your ankle and fight against that toe hold, oftentimes a straight leg is kind of a reaction to that. So then now Austin has an opportunity to expose the heel, gets it, and gets the tap. That was really great, Austin.
One thing for Austin to be very aware of. I mean, I know he's got really bendy knees and everything, but when he was taking Andrew over, you could see that his knee was flaring out in order to complete the sweep into Cross-Ashi. You'll see his right knee poking out this entire time, right? And you can tell that when he goes to put this put Andrew down on his butt, he's flaring his knee out to the side instead of putting his heel straight down to the mat. That's how Gordon tore his LCL against, I think
Joao?
It was Yuri. Was it?
I know he tore his LCL against Joao Rocha. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It was going into a Cross-Ashi at IBJJF and doing that exact motion. He did a false reap when Joao went around his guard, and then he tried to fan his knee outward, and it popped his LCL in that match.
So that wasn't an IBJJF match. That was just like a one-off thing. But
was it?
The Joao match was. I don't know if he popped his LCL against who was it? Yuri, the first guy you said?
Yeah.
I don't recall. The match against Joao, I remember. I was watching that live. IBJJF, I'm not as up to snuff on Gordon's.
Yep, it was a Kasai match. You're right. Okay. It was Kasai against Joao Rocha.
Okay. Damn, I forgot Kasai was the thing.
Yep.
So Joe with the that Kimura we left off ended up working really well for him. So there he sets up his Kimura and he knows to hit the Kimura trap. He's got to sneak this bottom leg out from half guard. So once he pulls that out, you see he hits go, comes around, and now Brandon goes to turtle up, make it a little bit harder for Joe to get his back, but one way or another, I'm not sure how, maybe by this crossface, he gets Brandon flattened out. I'm going to assume he really straightens the legs out here, gets Brandon stretched out, and bad spot to find yourself, but I would have tapped here like immediately before my spine got broken. Don't diss on people with long limbs. Make me don't do it. Metamorphosis. Yeah, Metamoris was... They were done a while before that match. That was a long, long time ago. Josh choking Chris out here. Has he been on his back this whole time? Quite a while.
He goes for that arm triangle.
Yes, he does. And doesn't get it. Chris is
Chris
annoying.
is so good at surviving.
Yeah,
that.
I hate that. But good recovery. Especially Josh, if you felt like your arms were getting burnt out, or if like you just couldn't sneak it in without compromising your position. This is a great option to just end up going back to the back. A lot of times you'll get there from the back. It looks like you entered there from modified mount, I believe. Andrew's got a bendy arm. Oh, he's bending.
Oh yeah,
bending Gumby's arm.
This is right about here. Let's see if we can see this. This was fun to watch in person. I like. And he like has it trapped and everything. Look at it. Look at his legs. His legs are trapped.
And Austin's doing that thing we made fun of him for forever ago that just works for him.
Holding his arm behind his back.
Yeah. Oh god. I'm just waiting for the one day where we just hear a loud snap.
It's no muscle, just ligaments in that body.
What if... Did Austin tap or did Andrew just stop?
No, Andrew, they ran against the wall.
Austin's like, I'm chilling,
out,
bro.
yeah.
I'm chilling. Andrew's pissed. I would be too. I forgot. I want to Kimura Austin next time I see him, just to remind him that he can be broken there. Not sure, but that head and arm would have never worked. Well, get back, bro. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Go get your license. Drive to class more. God, Cole again with the angry fist bump. It's like bone-breaking fist bump.
Don't think, just do.
That's right. But me and Pat and I spent half this round trying to take each other down, and I get what I'm going to assume is a very sloppy single, but fought like hell for it. Nice, almost shot. Little Tiguruma there. So this is a difficult spot to be with like this kind of a Russian tie setup that Cole has, but where you're squared up with your opponent. If you can, Cole, like, and it's easier said than done, like, I need you flanking Josh. Like, I need you basically looking in the same direction as him, the left side of your body matching up to the right side of Josh's body.
You want your shoulder on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, that's where you can, like, you're doing well to, like, try to move him around here. And I think Josh is just defending well to, like, stay squared up with you and get out of this. And then that reach up top, a little too much of a desperate reaction that just leaves you wide open to that duck under. If you're gonna lose that Russian tie, I would say back out and then get safe. Yeah, sure. I believe you. I know this is these are all modified, given your recovery, but like just for future reference, the Russian tie is a super powerful spot to be. And it's a great position for breaking down posture. Just if you find yourself losing it and being square with your opponent again, I personally bail on it and just reset. There are probably better answers to that from really good wrestlers. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Oh yeah, mono. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with that. I don't want mono either. So,
Oh
yeah, stay away.
Whatever. Adults can't get mono. It's just middle schoolers and high schoolers. No, I made that up. This is a little fun back and forth with these two. Ah, there you go. What about what you did after? Yeah, I think that's a Teguruma for the all the judo fans in the chat, which is none of you in the chat because Mike's on screen and not in the chat. Yeah, no, that's good. I like those. It's like a fun little suplex, low enough to the ground that you're not like risking really hurting your opponent. If you could come up into mount, great. If not, this position you ended up in, I feel like you could set up better for like an anaconda. Here, it's going to require you to have, you know, a front headlock with the arm in. I think here you might have double unders. Yeah, so you're not going to go straight into a submission from here that I could think of. With your legs involved, you might be able to finagle some sort of triangle if you manages to slip an arm out. But right to here, you get to top position, past the guard, all that stuff. So I think it's a good sequence. It's hard to believe Josh ended up getting to a knee bar from here. I didn't quite see how that played out. You don't even need your spleen, bro. It's like an appendix.
Straight again, from the kip.
Don't listen to anything I say medically. Yeah, Josh with these kips, man. It's hard. It's hard to remember that Josh, like, he doesn't look like he can learn stuff very easily. You know, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
No, Josh is like really taken to good kipping escapes.
He sets so low expectations, and then he just surprises you.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So really good entry into the legs. This looks like he has a heel hook. Like, I feel like there's confidence here in this heel exposure. The one thing I'm seeing is your foot position for this outside heel hook is better for a straight ankle than it is for a heel hook. So, like, I'd rather see your heels digging back behind Cole's lower back right now than being in front of him. If you had your shin, that might explain it. But I mean, look at Cole's knee relative to your knee line. It's basically all lined up. So it's going to be hard to get the twist you need. Does he have this? That doesn't matter. I don't need to say anything. I like your switch here though, coming up over the top to the reverse ashi. That was a clever transition. Clever girl. Trying to sneak ankle picks here on Pat. Just not working. So Pat got me broken down really well there. Doing all I could not to turtle up. See, Joe, this is what I'm saying. You don't need to turtle up. I know you know how to work your lower back out. You just got to take the pressure for a few seconds and then get out of it. Chris on, is that Jordan's back? Ooh, that looks deep. Jordan, oh man, I thought you were gonna get out of that, man. That's tough. So I understand why you tapped here, because you're getting strangled. But the the fact that you got your hips out at first glance makes me think you could have gotten safer with this, but I'm assuming that he was so well locked up around the neck that it probably was it was a losing battle at that point.
Yeah.
So there's a shot on the single, trying to stay low. Yeah. I mean, so collar tie, cross-side wrist grip. And then kind of a sweep single to the outside. This is, let's see, we went over, I don't need to convolute it. So I'm on enough of an angle here to where I feel confident coming up with the single. Trying to work the standing, Pat sprawls out a little bit. And then now, there was just a directional shift I had to do here to get to this. You know, normally we talk about running the pipe. I have my head inside. That would mean stepping this foot back and then running the pipe this way. But the way Pat's body's positioned, I couldn't quite make that work. So I instead opted to try to elevate the hip and kind of take him this way with it. So that's what you see me do there. I kind of shuck him by and then get the takedown that way. I wanted to run the pipe, but it was not going to work for me. Nice leg extraction, Cole. And now Josh looking to set up his kip to enter into legs, I assume, again. Excellent disruption on that, though. And not to give away the secret to shutting down Josh's kipping escapes, but it's, you know, kind of an obvious thing if you think about it. I think Mike and I have said here a bunch of times, you go elbow escape when your opponent is in that like upright mount, you know, their posture's up or they're like kind of middle distance, their space. That's a great time to do the elbow escape. When they're heavy, chest forward, trying to smother, things like that, that's where kipping escapes come in handy, because there's more weight down through their upper body, so their lower body becomes lighter. That's a great time to kip. So if you think your opponent's about to kip or try to do a kipping escape, you can, and you don't have an arm elevated, like, does Cole have one up here yet? Let's go back a second. It's like right here, right? I would assume that Josh is about to kip, right? He's trying to get hands to the hips. So this is where you might see me posture back up because I don't have an arm elevated. So I'm not like losing a significant advantage here. I'm just getting safe to where I know I'm not going to get easily kipped and then have to like scramble to recover. So if you're pressuring down like this, you think you're about to get thrown off, posture up, get back to the hand fight, try to isolate an arm. Then you can work your chest to face pressure after you get an arm isolated. It's a little bit safer way to operate.
Yeah, the flatter you are, the better your base is, but the less mobile you are. If somebody's going to kip, you want to be mobile, you don't want to be well based.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to adjust that accordingly.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate the feedback. You did like take away my advantage almost immediately though. So I get to half guard, and then Pat takes a page out of Brandon's book and just pops me right over.
Yeah. No sports for a little bit. Okay.
Legs need to be connected.
For the kip, yes. If you're gonna kip if you're gonna kip, then your knees need to be connected. Your legs need to be connected for the kip.
Yeah, if you're talking about the guy doing the escape, connected as in like, your knees and ankles together, like you just have one giant leg instead of two. Like you're a mermaid or a dolphin.
You don't have to tell us that. Like, if you fart at home, right?
Was he? Are you saying you farted just now in the comfort of your home, or on camera right there with Josh? Like
Sounds
Mitchell.
like an admission of guilt. Like, all right.
No, during the round. Got it.
Oh,
Okay. Is that why? Is that what gave Josh urgency to pass? He's like, God, I gotta get away from this. Because he definitely acted with more urgency there.
I really wanted to go into north-south to start getting Andrew's left arm isolated, but he kept backing right up against the wall. You'll see me like trying to pull him away from the wall so that I can't like this. It was so frustrating. I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or not.
That's a good tactic, though.
It
I'm gonna
is.
keep that in mind next time we roll. Just want to see. How did I get on top, Pat? Oh, okay, yeah. So from Pat being in after that sweep, working from closed guard and open guard, ended up sitting out and then coming up to front headlock, go behind, and then taking the back with a little bit of time left.
That front headlock position, man, it's I happen to suck at it, but like if I'm there for more than 5 seconds, I'm gonna try and go around the back, right? Like that, I can't stay there. Well, Pat was in your guard, right? He was in your closed guard.
Yeah, going between closed guard and open guard.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of this, just back and forth. Then yeah, like this is a great option for when you guys feel like you're not going to get a sweep, your opponent is playing very tight, like they're maybe they're not making well, so in this case, Pat's being smart. He's not doing anything stupid like attacking my upper body while he's in my guard, and he's not standing, doing standing guard breaks yet or pinning my leg or anything. At this moment, what that means for me is that I don't really have a good opportunity to isolate an arm, whether getting one arm across my center line or getting it away from his body. So when your opponent's playing like that, or if you find him for a few seconds in this like more, I don't even want to call it a defensive position, but just like a non-offensive position, he hasn't gone on the attack yet. That's a really good time to use this, where like you're not going to sweep him, you're not going to hip bump him, you're not going to get an arm. Well, capture the head, basically do a technical lift up, and try to work to a front headlock. Get your mobility back, rather than just sitting on your butt and waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, and even you didn't see a lot of potential from the front headlock, so you went straight for a go behind. That's my tactic as well.
Yeah, I think like no one in our school that I could think of past, a few months in a white belt is like from turtle reaching to legs and doing stupid things that leaves them open to like easy guillotines and stuff. So I find it easier to just work to the back. You can always come back around to the front. Like, a go behind is, you at least need like the block to set it up, set it up safely, but like you can just decide to go around to the front, typically with no real impediment. Jordan just about getting an armbar on that round, on the end of the round here. That was a nice setup. I was wondering if you'd get that isolated or not.
Look at that.
Danny's just trying to smack Josh in the head, it looked like. We could watch Cole smash me for 75% of this round. Dude, Danny, I asked Danny if he wanted to roll. He dodged me in the round before this. And then he says, nah, I'm good. You roll with Cole. And then he rolls with you. And I'm like, okay. Take the bigger guy, I guess. So that QT hot dog made him feisty. He probably dipped it in his Mountain Dew, got all electrified.
Chase him with a taquito.
Yeah. So yeah, this was just a very slow grinding progression for Cole towards mount and then isolating an arm.
See you, Coop.
Annoying. Later, Coop. Feel better, buddy. TCB, is that taking care of business? I hate when you use acronyms with me that nobody uses, and then I hate even more when I realize I know what they mean. I was gonna make a TCBY joke. Josh, did you just, what was this? Let's watch Josh jump to guard here. I mean,
well, Danny lifted him up. What was that?
I don't know if Danny lifted him up. He doesn't have a leg. I mean, I don't know, Josh. You might be right, Mike. Josh, did Danny
tried to pull up on the collar tie and it lifted Josh up?
Okay. As long as you're not jumping to guard, which is dangerous.
Chris was doing so good at defending the heel hook.
Yeah, he's a real bastard with those now.
Dude,
He makes them very difficult.
Used the Pendejo entry on that false reap and was able to get into this into the cross ashi. You can watch my right leg, it'll start scooting back. So I've got my arm, the left leg is reaping, my left arm is through, and you'll see me scooting my leg out, and now I pull my leg back in and I sit him right down to his butt, and I start going straight onto the secondary leg to go into double trouble. I mean, this is sped up and you can see how slow I'm going to try and keep this leg under control, and immediately as soon as I pass it over my body, he gets it right back.
He looks pretty chill here.
He really was. It was definitely frustrating, but this is how I got it. Pin it up against I pinned his secondary leg up against my leg, and I'm able to start exposing the heel.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got that, but you see, I keep my left hand on his secondary leg the whole time so that he can't turn and run from me.
Yeah. And you're just keeping the heel pressed to his butt.
Right.
I'm assuming.
And it's a quick pass off if I needed to come back and actually get the, make the connection with my hands. I didn't have to. I was able to just give a little bit. I don't even know if I had to hip in on this one because he was turned so tight.
Looked like he just was ready to tap once you got it.
Yeah.
Pat gets the pass. Yeah, come on, Josh. Don't make me put you in timeout. Yeah, Danny's looking scrambly in this round. You're just staying against the wall, though. You could circle away from the wall.
Why don't you train like this with me?
You want Josh to train like this with you?
Yeah.
Oh, like making stupid
Like
decisions.
he is with Danny right now.
Staying against the wall. He looks like he just fell in a Family Guy cartoon. Like, you know how they make the bodies like take that same
Yeah.
contorted position.
Yeah.
That's the secret. We just gotta take him up against the wall. He doesn't know what to do.
Like a horse with blinders.
Yeah.
Just go straight.
So yeah, Cole gets the, what was that, my right arm extended there. So after quite a bit, I'm kind of last ditch trying to capture his leg here. Once that grip breaks, I'm pretty much screwed. I think my initial, or my final thought was like, all right, try to get to deep half, single leg deep half. But it wasn't happening.
I think they hit another heel hook on Chris right before this. Yep, I did. So he went in and started to attack my far leg.
To like reverse De La Riva.
Yeah. So, and I accentuate it, like I overstep, and I basically just go straight into my own outside ashi. Instead of going and rolling for the knee bar, because he had a better angle on me. But I saw this, and I was like, oh, I actually can just go straight into outside ashi if I just clear that leg over his face.
Yeah, and you had to get your right knee to an outside position here.
Mm-hmm.
Cause right? Yeah. Cause normally, you know, this would be either a Remy or outside. So
Mm-hmm.
like that knee can't be here. So you start to clear it back. And then once you hit that big step over, that's where you end up switching to like a full outside. Yeah, that was clever.
I didn't remember how I did that.
Was probably here. I think the end, so we stop. What's wrong with your shin, dude?
Oh, he had it bruised up pretty bad last Thursday.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Oh, thank you, Blake. Your final
I don't know
thoughts.
what that means.
What?
Oh, cheered.
Yeah. Postmodernist power structure. Explain postmodernism, Cole, without asking ChatGPT. I think you need to cheer more than one bit, Josh, to make that talk if that's what you're trying to do. But also, thank you for the bits. All right, I appreciate it. If you're gonna explain it, if you're gonna explain it, Cole, you got to do it in person in your best Jordan Peterson voice. Who's in on the Kimura? Austin?
No, I thought Pat was, but I couldn't tell what he had on the cross side. Yeah, he did. He goes in on a Kimura and winds up getting a sweep on Austin.
There we go. Yeah. More bits. Thank you, Blake. Appreciate it. In this economy, figured I would try the TP triangle variation here. But quickly realized that wasn't working. So with 5 seconds left, really try to cut my angle, and I get the tap. I was stoked. I don't think I've triangled Cole in a very, very long time.
Oh, this was a stupid round by me.
Is this you and Jordan?
Yeah.
What was that takedown? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
just
nice.
Shitty double. Head to the outside. try to pop over real quick. I mean, I managed to get it. I'd like it a little bit more clean, but I'll take what I can get. Pat with the front headlock, snapping Jordan down. Why was this a shitty round for you? Just because Jordan smashed you?
Dude, I couldn't get anything going.
Jordan's getting beastly, man.
It was like, I was like, oh, this won't be too much of a problem, and then it was. And I was like, I should not have pulled guard. Like,
yeah, but he's a hard one to stand up with too.
Yeah, that's true.
This is okay. Danny, Andrew, Joe, and Cole. Andrew giving Danny a taste of his own medicine, putting him against the wall.
What takedown did you get, Cole?
You like my takedown?
Pull him down.
The one where Joe basically sits to guard? Yeah, that was sweet. You did a good job.
Is postmodernist.
Yeah. Yeah. His truth is as valid as any other truth. There is no truth.
Yeah, this was like, I get on top and I feel like it was very short. Yeah, it was very short-lived. It just blew straight out. I don't even know how I got on top.
Shoulder crunch. Get him stretched out.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
It's a good shoulder crunch.
Yeah, that was solid. And I do remember feeling very, very well based out, and I knew I had to stay on that arm. If I stayed on the arm, I felt like I had a really good base.
Yeah.
And then he started to like crawl up and free his arm, and I was like, okay, I gotta switch onto something. But you can see like I'm like
got
a
the
cat.
elbow down,
I'm like all sprawled out.
Yeah. Yeah. Once he got his elbow down out of that, I think that was the beginning of the end. Pat over here working to a very high mount on Jordan. Can't tell if he's got Jordan's one arm in, one arm out, or what. Okay, both arms are in, so he's going on to isolation now. Yeah, Josh? Could it be? I think it's just called antique. Or no, postmod. That doesn't make sense. Disregard.
This armbar. So Jordan dives on an armbar off of, he hits a go behind on me.
Bro.
From Turtle. And then dives in on an arm on my right side. I'm trying to bump him off. And so he starts to transition.
This is such a dangerous spot for you.
Oh, it's so bad. It was so bad, but I didn't see any other way out of it.
Yeah. Except,
so I go to sit on that leg.
Yeah, and then run behind maybe. Try to get a guard pass.
So I'm using as much as I can to like pressure into his leg and rip my arm out. And he is not letting go. Like, and I can tell he is not getting tired. But eventually, as I popped him over, he gave up on it and wound up letting go.
Looking at Pat here. Yeah, this is what happens with me when I get into this high mount. When I try to switch to S mount, I end up getting taken over unless you're Steven and you just like buck me and sneak out the back.
Yeah, Steven does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's the one guy I can't get S mount on. But yeah, it looks like this sucked, Pat, because like you were close to getting a spot. You just like there with no arm or with one arm isolated, like one arm in, one arm out, it would have been great. Jordan does a very good job keeping his arm safe here. And then now,
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah, this is good defense by Jordan. Like now, getting to this omoplata position, you know, this is often how it ends. If you're Jordan, like you get safer, but you know you're still like in a top pin. You're just not dealing with somebody in a high mount. But good defense from Jordan and Pat. I know the frustration all too well. How the hell did you end up on top?
I stood up
Okay.
out of that, and then when we came back around, he sat to guard.
Oh, lovely.
I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this was let's see. I'm going with Austin right now. How did we get here? So similar situation to Pat. I'm in a high mount. There I get the one arm in, one arm out, set up to a triangle. But Austin did a good job defending this, getting his trapped arm into a disruptive position, hugging under his leg. So I try to switch to the wrong way triangle. That doesn't work. I decide to try omoplatas, and this honestly, man, this came from I'm like opening back up to omoplatas again after Luke's last opponent in the absolute at the IBJJF comp. He was using them very effectively to like get Luke off balance, and he was, you know, considerably smaller than Luke. I think probably gave up 35 pounds to Luke. So I'm kind of like revisiting the whole idea of using them. I briefly thought about hitting a go-go because I know Austin likes to hit those on people, but he did a great job here of like, see how he's driving my left knee back to the mat, like trying to expose my back. So I finally was able to get up and get out to the side, but I used the omoplata instead of as a submission. I use it as a leg entrance, which is a great option. I think I first learned that concept from one of like Danaher's instructionals. He likes to use that, transitioning from like the upper body to the lower body. So I capture the leg. Now I have to get my leg free that Austin scooped up. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so the arm, you know, my left leg with his right arm, I don't have full control over it. Once I can get that free, I can like scoot around the corner and get to a better leg position.
Oh yeah, and he's trying to attack your right leg, but you're in an outside ashi. He has no. He did have an entrance to a cross ashi.
This is so tangled up and weird.
But you snatched his leg away. That would be on the inside.
Well, he never had a leg in a position to really threaten me. Well, actually, no, you're right. Yeah, right here.
Right there.
He could have done something if I didn't have that Achilles grip on his leg.
Yeah, but I think since you had that Achilles grip, you had certainly the upper hand in this exchange.
And now made a little pass off, trying to get to the heel in time.
Dude, he hides his heel so well, especially in outside.
Yeah, he
Outside's
really does.
so much easier to turn your hips, to keep your heel hidden. You're still on the attack.
Yeah, he and I went for 3 rounds yesterday, and it was mostly 3 rounds of leg locking. He just he makes it extremely difficult. Going through a lot of angles here, switching around. I try to make the switch to cross, but the knee is out, and I don't think I get a leg lock here. We'll go back and look at the other matches. I think we pretty much just stalemate each other. So let's see. Danny and Andrew are all the way on the other side of the mat now. Pat working. It looks like Pat's trying to work to a shin pin.
he's trying to. So he made a comment that he's having a hard time isolating his arms. I have a hard time getting Jordan's arms as well.
Yeah.
So I imagine he's just trying to look for different angles to try and open up the arms. He actually went back into a half guard.
Yeah.
I finally got a pass on Jordan and got him either tired enough or high enough in mount where yeah, he gave me that big bridge, and I was kind of waiting for it. I was
Yeah.
putting as much pressure on the cross shoulder as I could, right? I was sitting really heavy, obviously, on his right hip, so that meant that my shoulder pressure or any of my weight needed to be, or my upper body weight needed to be on his cross shoulder, which would be his left shoulder. And then by that time, when he was getting, feeling like he could really explode out of the position, I could just slide my shin across the hip and get into a mount.
Yeah. So I was hoping we'd see a bit more, like another angle of Pat and Jordan. Let's see, I'm going to take it back just a little bit. So the whole like battling frames and getting arms isolated, it's, I mean, like there are plenty of nuances to all this. One grip I've come across lately that I actually found very sneaky and useful is the right, like the body side arm. So in this case, Pat, your right arm, grabbing the right wrist when it's in a position that's disrupting you. Like if it's under, if he's framing in and he's got like the hand kind of across your chest, or in a position where it's not like glued to your hip necessarily, but it's still like he's trying to create space to shrimp. Taking this grip, so you may have a cross face, you may have a far side overhook, like that, starting from the top, overhooking. Using this grip, kind of reaching between your chest and his, grabbing his wrist and shoving it towards his shoulder. It's very similar to when you're on mount and you take a cross wrist grip and bring it towards their shoulder and you fight against the rotator cuff, as opposed to larger muscle groups. I find that to be an effective way to get the arm into a position where then your left knee, in this case, can step over and go to a shin pin. If that makes no sense to you, remind me next time I see you and we could talk about it. Again, it's not like a panacea for like hand fighting from side control, but it's another sneaky little grip that you could add into the mix that they might not be expecting. In fact, I think I may have like first tried that out on Luke, I want to say, and was able to get to, was able to advance my position with it pretty effectively. Joe, nice shoulder push there. Catching
he hits that on me all the time.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I love it when you guys do that, like, because that's just one of my favorite moves. Caught Cole sleeping. Brandon on the single leg. Brandon is going to be the best at single legs in the school. I fully believe that. He's still getting taken over with them right now. I mean, well, not all the time, but like right there was a good example. Just like Danny throws a counter on, but I think he actually picks up the single leg and gets to it probably better than like most of the students, or most of the other students, myself included. Okay. Oh, I will do everything I can to make you feel discouraged, Brandon. But no, you're getting very proficient with those. Trying to Uchimata Josh. Just sucks. My hips are too low. Too short. Joe and Austin over here. Is that? Oh, it's Cole and Jordan. Okay. Oh, Josh thinks he's hot doo-doo now because he's got another badge. He's got a bit badge. Bits leader number 2. Jordan's smashing Cole's face with a forearm. It's a great way to get an arm up and isolated. I mean, proven effectiveness right here in this round.
Austin's doing a good job with Joe of getting his underhooks back.
I was wondering how he got to the ground, but yeah.
Yeah, he pulled. So Joe immediately going in, doing a great job, but you can see that like Austin is prioritizing the underhook on that left side, on his left side, constantly fighting for it. But you know, if Joe gets it, then he's got a pretty easy knee cut pass, or he can go for the weak side, right? Like he can go, you know, weak side or strong side passing.
Yeah.
He looks like he's trying to just go with that elbow isolated, which is totally effective. Like you can completely pass by trapping the elbow. Looks like he's about to.
Andrew getting sneaky with Mitch here. So Andrew takes a shot and then sneaks
right out the back.
Sneaks right out. He just backs out of it as Mitchell's going over. Then he comes up on top. Gets the arm and guillotine. I'm just curious because when it happened with Josh, I thought it was effective. He's just giving me his leg like an asshole. Not letting him win this takedown. There we go. And now going on the counter with like that over-under cow catcher. I didn't get him as turn as I thought I did. Okay, anyway.
Hard to see, but past my guard in the back right corner with a really solid, like heavy pressure knee cut pass. Knee cut pass you can catch your opponent like unaware, you know, and just kind of like off by doing it through speed.
Yeah.
Right. But he just grinds his way right through, does not give up any of his head position. His head position actually for this knee cut pass stays low. And I can't recall whether I think he may have put it on the right side of my head.
Yeah, he was using it as a crossface, basically. Yeah. Like,
and that is a miserable feeling.
Yeah, using it in place of the crossface arm, which I know we went over that like in class a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And Pat, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that one really stuck with you because you have pulled that out in a lot of different rounds over, you know, the months and you know, years or whatever you've been training. I feel like that I see you doing that technique more than most others. And yeah, this is a great example of it. It really allows, he's got the far side underhook. It's hard to see, but he's got the far side underhook and the near side crossface with the head. And then as he slides that knee through, he picks the elbow up, or tries to pick the elbow up. Here he hasn't gotten the control yet, but yeah, man, that's good. That's really good.
That was the octopus guard sweep.
Oh, you did?
Right there. Yep.
So yeah,
he goes in for that cross face, And actually, I didn't realize it, but he did have the crossface arm.
Yeah, but
But you know what?
he's not
He didn't
taking your
crossface
head
me.
offline. Yeah.
Yeah, he just grabbed my shoulder, kind of like a reverse whizzer.
Yeah. Like he's not the posture. Your posture isn't being broken. Your spine isn't being bent one way or the other.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't see that. I didn't feel that necessarily.
Hey, Steven. Jordan in top mount, looking for the arm triangle. Andrew with the throw. Little sacrifice.
Nice, Andrew.
Couldn't get
up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what we talked about yesterday. You definitely won the hip pipe battle there.
You're in on a leg with Josh over there.
Yeah, nothing doing. He was all greased up.
Jordan's trying to set up an armbar or triangle. Probably going like the stuff from class that we went over.
So yesterday, during Bertram's class, Mike was using Austin as the uke for a demonstration on arm isolation from mount.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to make a point, and he tells Austin, he's like, stay strong, like fight against me. I'm gonna try to get your arms free.
Yeah.
And it took Mike longer than I think any of us thought it would to get Austin's arm free.
Oh,
so
really?
Like, yeah, like he actually put up a very good battle for what was supposed to be, an easy demonstration. Just watching Joe having to handle this for minutes reminded me of that. And then like after class, Bertram's like, "What the hell, man? That was a lot harder than I thought it'd be." Did Jordan end up?
I did the same thing with a demonstration of like being able to like hold somebody's ankles above their hips when they're trying to get up out of guard, and then that lanky ass bastard can just stand up. I don't know how, and it's just he just did it. I was like, you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah, throw me a bone here, man. I'm teaching. I'll give you a stripe. Just make me look good. I'm gonna assume Jordan got the tap on that. I didn't see the tap, but good work to a slow, like this was, Jordan, this was really good. Like you really took your time in getting to this mounted triangle, which it's a position that I think people rush through too frequently, especially when the entry is done quickly. Like a lot of people, they pin a hand, they pull the head up, and they quickly sling the leg over, and then it goes into this rolling scramble and all this stuff. And you did it the way I like to see, which is just based out, slow and controlled, adjusting your foot as needed. When you need to work on your balance, you go back to keeping a good base. When you could advance, you advance, taking your time to get to the leg. Like all this is really good. And props for finishing it in the mounted position. I think a lot of people get impatient or discouraged, and they end up like rolling and not finishing it from there. That's really good. I don't know what the hell that means, Jordan. I say all these nice things, and you just respond with a nonsense word. Oh, burble tap. Got it. Cool. Andrew not taking no shit from Cole. Smack in the head. And let's see. Khalib going for Joe's ankle. I feel like he's about to get that leg.
If Joe frees it, Joe's got his knee bar though. No. No, he's just kneeling on his neck.
Good.
It looks like Joe is attacking the far arm.
I was gonna say that's a good spot to do it, and then work on getting the leg free.
But now Caleb's in deep half, or in half guard with the far leg.
Andrew, this is where you need to let your arms go, whatever you think you're gonna do here, and get to a good posture and work on escaping. You're in his guard. This is not a spot to be attacking the upper body or stretching yourself out in that direction. And I think you know that. I'm sorry for yelling at you. There we go. Working to a standing guard break. Good reaction from Cole entering the legs here.
Yep.
Not quite
you
too.
gotta be careful. Yeah, careful with your leg configurations there. You almost gave an inside heel hook to Andrew.
What's up, Brandon?
What's up, Brandon?
Dude, we were stoked to see you back there, man. I think I mentioned that earlier in the stream. I hope you're not too sore. I know it's a little bit of time off the mat and then jumping back in. Can make you feel a little spicy afterwards. Damn, Andrew, savage with the strangle. Looks like a short choke here. Up, switches. Nice. Yeah. Nice. We got a little north-south action, Jordan. Is that what you're saying? Ah, yes, you and Mitchell. Mitchell wasn't a fan. I don't think that's very funny, Cole. I think that's insulting. Joe managed to get himself safe-ish from that scoop grip that Caleb had.
He's given a good amount of pressure, but he hasn't been able to really progress.
Caleb's doing well here, though.
He did so that is an underrated movement from Caleb. The way that he uses the lockdown that he has to pull his knees to his chest.
Yeah.
You can see how unstable it makes. This is the example of using a lockdown in a more offensive way than what we can generate. You can see when people are tired or whatever, right? You just hold somebody in lockdown and don't let them go. This is that's an underrated movement. You got to think the lockdown is meant to have constant tension on the leg, right? The more your partner wants to pull the leg free, the tighter the bite is on the leg, right? So you can use that to your advantage too. And you can actually start pulling and pushing, so you can extend or pull your knees together. You can't pull your feet, right? It's your knees and your hips that are moving, not your feet. So that was a really good use of that lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the sub, Brandon. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
It's a good soreness.
Now Joe is on bottom, and that sucks. Oh, but then quickly gets up to the top ish. This middle ground is where I do not like to play with Caleb.
Yeah, hell no. Cole getting... I think he gets a tap from top half guard here. Looks like he gets Andrew's arm extended. He didn't pass from here, right? So he works for the underhook. Got the head and arm together. Goes off from the head. Yeah, so Andrew, from here, let's say a last ditch. You know, like you're in the throes of the submission. You can try the shoulder push here as well. Like, rather than pushing at the elbow, pushing in the armpit and trying to get Cole off base in this direction to where his right arm has to base out and he can't use it as a fulcrum underneath your elbow, because that's what Cole's right arm is doing right now. It's under the elbow. We just saw his left hand goes for the wrist. So if you can disrupt his base and he can't get his arm under your elbow, that can give you a chance to then pull your arm back down to your side, get your elbow against your ribs, get your hand down by your hips, maybe get a hand to Cole's hips and start moving him, elevating him, and getting your knee shield back in since you're in half guard. We got to go over that octopus guard to leg entry again. I'm watching us do it right now, but
oh yeah,
I don't want to forget that one. All right, final round. I have
Mitchell was mean to me this round. He just beat me up.
Good. Joe looking for the single leg up the middle. How bad did I screw up that takedown? Okay, that was an Uchimata. Totally slipped off. Wait, let's see.
His elbow or something?
Yeah, he like the instant.
Smashed it on the mat.
He wasn't even sure if it was on the mat. Like, it was something. I guess it happens here at some point. Like, his elbow hit, the inside of his elbow hit something, either himself or me or something. I think he got a good stinger out of it. Josh attacking, I assume, maybe thinking 10-finger guillotine. What are you guys doing? Jesus. Okay, there we go. I was wondering why the delay. Oh, okay. Steven, watch. Mitchell's sitting. I don't know if Mitchell realizes that he almost has you in like a legs Kimura position.
He doesn't, I don't think, but it was very, very tight.
No, his leg. I'm sorry, his leg is on top of your arm. It needs to be like underneath it.
Yeah, he like his oh, what did he have me in? The omoplata was very tight. I almost could not rotate out of it.
Let's watch Josh get his guard pass like a total white belt, dude. Look at this. Boop. Whoop. Right over. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. Is this a... Okay, I think I like basically wrestle up from here on Andrew. So under the leg. And then this was similar finish to actually I think I talked about this on the last stream on Sunday with Cole trying to take I think he was taking down Josh, but this from this like sprawled position, setting up the S grip and then sneaking the head out on Andrew's left side to get him over here. So like Andrew sprawled on me, which sucks. I don't like to be sprawled on, but it doesn't mean my takedown is gone. I just have to get the angle and then pull that leg underneath him. And then I can work to get to where I want to be. That was a dumb mistake by me though, stepping my leg back in. If I'm going to step, I probably should step to mount, but I think I needed to focus on getting to north-south there instead to get the pin, get the pass, and then advance. Good sweep from Andrew. Catches me off guard. Hey, full circle, right? Back to the UPA that I mentioned in the beginning is a stupid sweep for mount, but how it really does work sometimes. Case in point, I've got a shitty mount. Andrew knows it, takes control. Oh my god, it happens again to Josh, dude. Josh, I'm going to put you in timeout just for having this done to you twice, man. Really, it's been done to you like 8 times because I just keep replaying it, but... God, I hope Joe was talking so much shit to you right there. You're fighting for that double on Mitch.
I got buried.
Fool me once, Josh. You know the saying. I was trying to get the north-south here. It's just never been my strong suit. So I figured, why bother? I knew I wasn't getting Andrew's grips apart there, so... And Mitchell had you elevated. Just didn't get you off to the side.
He did. We all heard it too.
Oh, what was that? The sound?
Yeah.
What was that? Like?
He let one go.
Oh, is that? Good. Oh, he farted. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you guys were laughing at. I looked up and I thought you had like taken him down or something. That was a good clap. Good job, Mitchell. So trying to work the high mount stuff that we were going over in class. Getting an Americana instead. So we'll end this round with you and Mitchell. It looks like Josh somehow managed to resurrect this roll. But not his dignity. All right. Kip, typical. Great matches, fun stuff.
Fun night.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys putting it all out there and letting us make fun of you on here and ourselves. Thank you so much for all the subs and the follows and the bits. Blake, thank you for the bits. Brandon for the resub. Darksided for the follow. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, James. Let's see. Any special things coming up this week?
I think so. Got the Nagas next Saturday.
That's right. Yeah, November 4th. Go support the Walkers. If you can't get out to Hickory to watch that, I'll be teaching that day. So definitely come to class and get y'all training on. Thank you, guys. Let's see. If you like what you're seeing, you know the deal. Follow here, subscribe, cheer, and then follow us over on YouTube as well, where we will post a stream for you guys to review. Other than that, I think we'll just keep it short today. So go trim your nails and do your laundry, and don't be stinky. And we will see you guys back on the mats. Take it easy.
Later.